Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody which doesn't infringe the copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Key to the sound. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions,
The #1 reactionary channel on YouTube.
I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content.
Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back, pretty much covering the news with the passport bros. You know, somebody got to do this work because it seems like everybody is a part of the cartel in these YouTube streets, because under that table, a lot of people are being paid, a lot of people been bought, and we got to pretty much address these particular issues. So what do we have today for you? Well, according to the passport bros, they're trying to raise $1 million. Yeah. $1 million. You know that guy right there on the screen? He's the leader, a 23-year-old. Yeah. A 23-year-old that is supposed to be a barber. He's supposed to be making six figures, but he needs $70,000 of your hard-earned money. Guess what for? So he can go to Brazil to get women. Not only that, he's going to provide you video content right from Brazil, but you got to pay him $70,000. Yeah. That's right. Now, this is the $1 million Passport Bros scam and its connection to Kevin Samuels. Now, you may be wondering, well, how is this connected to Kevin Samuels? Well, you must understand how this thing is going. See, they got Kevin Samuels out of the way because they wanted to do this another way. You see, Kevin Samuels had his way of how he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. He had some key players amongst him that he was showing them various money-making opportunities on how to become successful, make a lot of money, a lot of things that they were going to do. They got him out of the way because if you really think about it, and I want everybody to consider exactly what I'm saying, Kevin Samuels was actually drugged and he was taken out by a foreign woman. Let it all make sense to you right now. Do you know there are various men that have been to Brazil, Colombia, Medellin, or whatever you want to call those places, and the majority of these guys that go there, they all have horror stories of being drugged, robbed by the women that they engage with. Yeah, that's right. And see, these horror stories are happening, but the passport bros, they don't talk about those stories. Oh no, they don't want you to know. They want you to think that when you come on down, that you're going to have a great time, just going to just be beautiful women that are fit, friendly, and cooperative, when the truth is, what you're getting is nothing but 304s. That's it. See, this is the high value man agenda. They got Kevin Samuels out of the way because they wanted to put a young, impressionable man to pretty much be the face of the Passport Bros. But this guy can't even pay his own way. Now, I want to know, why is it that men that are adults, they're in their 40s and 50s, why are you following a 23-year-old? why are grown men that's supposed to be wise and have wisdom, why are y'all following a 23-year-old that just got out of his mommy's house? And already he's telling you about traveling the world. I mean, this is amazing. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made a video talking about the scam with him having a so-called GoFundMe, trying to raise money to pretty much head on out of the country to be a so-called blogger or something across the globe. Like, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. And see, I understand that a lot of you guys are under strong delusion and you can't stand me because I'm a monkey wrench in the plan. See, me speaking on the issue about this particular young man is supposed to be a diversion to actually not make me speak on Kevin Samuels. Yeah, see, I got it all figured out. And the thing is, the reason why I know that Kevin Samuels is connected to this, because this was the plan the whole time. The whole time there was a plan by these particular men to pretty much have some sort of business overseas where they could pretty much have brothers travel overseas to pretty much deal with 304s. And it's supposed to be a great money-making opportunities where they can have hotels built, a different area where you have like condominiums, many different businesses, and it's all being funded and financed by a lot of American men that are bringing the American dollar overseas. Yeah, that's the plot and the plan. Yeah. So what we have here is a video clip of the Passport Bros, because you know they're dummies. They come online and they talk all of their business. Yeah. They don't know how to keep their mouth shut. They just put it all over social media because, again, as much as they would like to keep it quiet, it's all a part of the agenda because they need that money. It's very important that they get this money from you guys. I mean, you simps. Because only a simp would pay a man who claim he makes six figures $70,000. And again, this guy right here, oh yeah, this guy here, he claimed that he makes six figures. Guess how? By cutting hair. Yeah, he's the only barber that I know that clock in six figures. That's right. And keep in mind, I was once a barber. Yeah. Trust me. I mean, the amount of haircuts you would have to cut, the amount of time that you won't have time to be on YouTube. But, you know, at the end of the day, we don't want to rush to judgment. Let's just say he's making $100K. If he's making $100K and he claims that in Austin, Texas, it's interesting that he's in Texas and his name is Austin too. And for whatever reason, he claims that he have to spend $5,000 a month in order to survive. But if you really do the math, that would be about $60,000 a year. That would mean he would have $40,000 left over that he can actually use for his so-called rendezvous to Brazil. But for whatever reason, he want you to pay, and the only reason he want you to do this is so that he could provide you video content. Imagine that. You guys are so thirsty for video content from Brazil that this clown want you to pay his way. Now, you would think a guy that's making six figures, a baller, a shot caller, that's 23-year-old that just got out of his mom's crib. You would expect this young man to get his bread together, go out there and show you guys that he can escape the matrix by himself. I mean, this guy have clips all over TikTok claiming that women in America is trash, they're no good, you need to leave them alone, but he's still in America. And the only way he will be able to escape America is by you donating. You know, I visit his so-called GoFundMe today, and he only raised about $230. He have a long way to go. By the time he get to 70K, it'll be 2024. But you never know. Maybe a high-value man will come along and foot the bill. But you know what's interesting about these particular characters is the majority of the guys that follow this guy, they all claim that they're high-value men and they all make $100K or more. But for whatever reason, the donations on the GoFundMe is all $5, $20, $5. You guys are broke. And you know what's so interesting about this before we get into the clip? Because, I got to share my commentary to actually, break everything down for you to understand. These guys actually want to build a compound. That's right. These guys want to build a compound in a whole nother country. These passport bros can't even build nothing in America. How in the world are you going to build something overseas? So let me get this straight. You really think you're going to just walk into Brazil and build a compound in their country and have your own little Italy? No, it's not going to go down. But that's exactly what's going on. No. He's actually a barber. If you go to his TikTok, he's a barber. He definitely did that, or whatever the case is. It doesn't matter. The whole point is he's not making six figures as a barber. That's cap. You know what I mean? Even on your best day, you are not making six figures as no damn barber. I want to hear that crap. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe the lies. Don't believe the hype. Nobody don't got that much clientele. You ain't cutting celebrities' hair every single day of the week going crazy. People don't even get haircuts no more. A lot of dudes actually learn how to cut their own hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. My point is this, fam. If this young man is making six figures, he don't need you for no GoFundMe to foot the bill for him to relocate to Brazil. He'll just pack up and go himself. I mean, think about this. If the women in America are so horrible and they're just trash, why don't he just pack his bags right now with his money and just leave and then allow the brothers to foot the bill while he's in Brazil? I know why. Because he don't have faith that you brothers will take care of him. You see that? Do you see that? I mean, if the guy is really serious about what he believes, pack your bags today. Jump on a plane, go to Brazil, and then make the brothers pay your monthly expenses. Let them pay for it. Again, they're all high-value men. Remember, all of these content creators on YouTube, they're all six-figure earners. Surely all of these passport bros have the money needed to finance this passport bro leader. I mean, what's taking you guys so long to provide the 70 bands? Provide the money. What's the matter? You don't have confidence in your leader? See, this particular young man was set up by the establishment to be the new Kevin Samuels. Yeah, that's right. He is supposed to be the new guy that's going to come out here saying very, very provocative things to get women upset, to sort of buzz and do this and do that. I actually seen a particular clip in the chat room where somebody says, we need to go on World Star so we could go viral. They're trying to do everything that Kevin Samuels did in hopes to make this guy blow up. And it's sad. It's so sad that grown men are so impressionably weak that they actually subscribe to a 23-year-old with no experience. My goodness. It is sad out here. But hey, I rambled on enough. You didn't come here to really hear me ramble. Let's get into the footage, the beautiful footage, so that we can learn and hear exactly what's going on from the president of the Passport Bros. That's right. Yes, indeed. He even have on his Brazilian shirt ready for the sunlight. So let's look at this beautiful footage. And at the end of the footage, we're going to hear some wonderful words from the leader of the Passport Bros. And I want to know how many of you guys are going to foot the bill of $1 million so they could build their sex compound in Brazil, which will be a gated community. Yeah. A gated community just for the simps and the so-called trick daddies. Let's hear what he got to say.
Don't understand? Buy some land. Build 40 houses to start. Or we can start small. Let's build 10. Put up a gated community for so much of that land.
A gated community in Brazil? You guys can't even build nothing in America. You guys are really sitting online talking about you're going to try to put together a plan to pretty much have a gated community in Brazil, but yet you ain't built nothing in America yet? These guys can't be serious, bruh.
Have people working at the front.
Have people working at the front? Who's paying them?
More people want to move in. Build another. Because if you're an expat.
You're talking about build and do this. Who's doing the construction work? Do you guys have any skills when it comes to construction? Do this guy know how to frame a wall? Do he even own any power tools? Like, where do these guys come from?
You want to live somewhere safe.
So let me get this straight. So it's not safe in Brazil? I thought Brazil is the land that flows with milk and honey. So now you want a place that's safe. So you want to make a gated community? Really? So let me get this straight. You simps and trick daddies don't feel safe? You're scared? So let me get this straight. You want to have a little compound community in Brazil so you can have all the Brazilian women all inside your gated community. What about the Brazilian guys? They can't come in there and enjoy the ladies too? So you really think that you could just go to Brazil, set up some property and land, and have some sort of little mini America inside of Brazil? With a bunch of incels and a bunch of manginas and a bunch of trick daddies that can't even pretty much get a woman in America. I mean, like 90% of you guys can't pull a woman right in your own community. When I tell you the Passport Bros are an embarrassment to men in general, to think that you guys, especially you older guys in your 50s and 60s, a 23-year-old is leading you? This is funny.
And the reason I say no bar, right, is because we don't want to have. Okay, that could be a good idea, though.
So now it could be a good idea. You ain't want to have no bar in the community, but now it seems like a good idea. Why? Because you figure you can get the Brazilian men drunk and they could be paying and making you money.
We don't want to have a bunch of Brazilian locals sneaking in, because even if they can't bring in guns, if enough of them come in, they could try to overthrow us. You know what?
Overthrow you?
What?
Did y'all get that part? Did you hear what this guy just said? Let's rewind that back. That's
Man,
crazy.
if you want to bring in a bunch of Brazilian women, sure, we could have a bar for that.
Did I rewind it back too far? I think I rewound it back too far.
It's going to be $1 billion thing. I do remember you telling me that.
What?
The Brazilian locals sneaking in, because even if they can't bring in guns, if enough of them come in, they could try to overthrow us. You know what I mean?
Why would you be concerned with the Brazilian locals overthrowing you? Do you see what these guys are really doing around there? Do you see what they're planning and plotting? These guys really think they're going to have some sort of sex tourism in Brazil. Listen, this is what the passport bros have been doing and plotting and planning the whole time. But they need you suckers and simps out there to foot the bill. Again, this guy don't have no money right now to actually fly to Brazil. He don't got no money to go to Brazil right now. This young 23-year-old barber that claims he makes six figures, because, you know, everybody on YouTube makes six figures. Everybody that just started on YouTube, they all make six figures, all of them, right? He can't pay his own way to relocate to Brazil. How can he help any of you brothers if he can't even pay his own way? Why are you guys listening to men that can't even pay their own way? This guy is telling you guys you need to get your passport and get out the country, and he can't even get out the country. He's telling all you guys to go get your passport, man. It's bad out here. It's just horrible. Get your passports and get out the country. And he need a GoFundMe to raise $70,000 so that he can relocate. You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This is absolutely crazy, fam. This is amazing. But again, we don't want to rush to judgment. Let's hear what he got to say so that we can figure this all out. Let's go.
You don't want that. You want regular expats in there.
So you don't want no Brazilian guys in there. You hear that? To all the Brazilian natives, these so-called passport bros are trying to basically infiltrate your country and build a sex compound so that they can have your women in captivity in their camp. That's pretty much what they want to do. I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to do here. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rush to no judgment or anything like that. Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on with my computer. What the hell is going on here? Hold on a second. Let me quit this real fast. I don't know what's going on. Have something pop on the screen. Maybe they're hacking my computer. So if the stream shuts off unexpectedly, it wasn't me. It was the cartel. Definitely had to be the cartel. But anyway, let me see. Let me do this real quick. Hopefully this does something. Let me see. I don't know if this will work, but I'll get rid of that real quick. All right, let's play the tape before the whole stream shuts off or whatever. Because I don't know. I think I'm being hacked.
Now, if you want to bring in a bunch of Brazilian women, sure, we could have a bar for that.
Wow. So you want the Brazilian women to be a part of the compound, but you don't want the Brazilian men to be at the bar. So y'all just want all the Brazilian women to yourselves. Wow, this sounds very selfish. And again, this guy is 23 years old, and he's leading 50 and 60-year-old men.
It's going to be $1 billion thing. I do remember you telling me that.
Wow, so it's going to be $1 billion profitable business? Now, keep in mind, he just said that this is going to be $1 billion profitable business, right? Now, again, remember on the last stream, he said that he received a text message from someone claiming that it's a good idea if people foot the bill so that he's able to go to Brazil. But yet now he claims somebody told him that it's going to be $1 billion business. See, this was all planned from the beginning, fam. Y'all got to peep the scam. This is a scam. They had this plan all along.
Hey.
What they did is they made y'all believe in this guy. They made y'all trust in him. They showed you little video clips, little women here, little women there, and they had you all gassed up, had you guys thirsting and lusting and desiring, thinking that once I get my passport and I go overseas, there's going to be a woman there waiting and desiring me. Bro, women are the same no matter where you go. And this is something you clowns don't understand. Women are the same no matter where you go. When you go overseas to Brazil, you are going to have to pay to play. There is no such thing as you going over there and for whatever reason, you're just going to have women at your feet. No, you're going to be dealing with nothing but 304s. There is nothing decent over there. If it was, the Brazilian men would have all the women wifed up to themselves. And that's a fact.
If it gets really big, we could have our own fucking airport.
Airport? So y'all gonna build an airport too?
What?
Are y'all listening to this? The Passport Bros want to build an airport in Brazil. Let's hear for what purpose.
You fly straight to the goddamn compound.
So the airport is gonna land right into the compound.
What?
Wow. This is insane. Who's gonna pay for the airport? These guys can't even raise $70,000 for you to relocate to Brazil, but you talking all this mess? This is crazy.
Now that's big.
Pause. Pause. I don't know nothing about that, bruh. Major pause. This guy crazy. I don't know what drugs he's smoking.
Who are you talking to? Who are you calling a hoe in my chat?
Somebody called him a hoe in his chat.
Blocked.
You blocked them? Wow. He just mad because that person didn't want to get $20.
And then we can give back to the community in those countries, like he said here, like Jay Fleming said, open bars outside the community.
So you want to basically bribe them by having open bars out of the community and call that giving back to the community. You see that? Do you see this madness? They want to have open bars outside of the compound to bribe the locals so they can stay drunk while the women are in the compound as so-called sex slaves. You can't make this up. Now keep in mind, this is what Kevin Samuels was involved in. Remember, Kevin Samuels was into having 1099 women. He always talked about having women on contract, and all of those women were escorts. Do y'all remember that? All of the women Kevin Samuels dealt with were escorts. None of them were women that he was trying to wife up. It was all business deals. What do you think you're going to be doing over there? What do you think you will have at this so-called sex compound in Brazil? Nothing but escorts. Them guys are not going over there to get no wives. This is why when I see females on YouTube partnering with Passport Bros, it just goes to show that they all been bought and paid for. Because if all the brothers are going overseas, and we know they're not because they're all broke, poor, and they have to remain in America because they got a 9-to-5 to stick with. You ain't going nowhere. So stop it. I'm a passport bro. I'm a traveling brother. How are you a traveling brother when you only been to Brazil one time? How does that make you a traveling brother? You only been to one country and you're a traveling brother? How many countries you been through? One? Well, I've been to the DR. I'm a traveling brother. These guys are calling themselves traveling brothers when they never traveled the world. They never did. But see, this is what you have when you have a novice leading the pack.
Now, this is a problem. Beach access. I know y'all want a beach. I don't know anywhere in, like Rio that has a lot of, or Rio or any city in Brazil that's near the beach.
So y'all want a beach inside of the compound too? So let me get this straight. Y'all want to be in Brazil and have like a little America inside of Brazil with everything that you need so that you don't have to deal with nothing. These guys are crazy.
It has a lot of open land for you to build a compound on.
It's interesting how these men haven't built not one thing in America. Not one thing. All of these passport bros can't even build a house in America by hand. None of them have any skills. This is embarrassing.
That's still near the beach. I don't think there's any of that.
And it's all for vagina. Listen, this is not about men finding wives, people. This is why when I see these women on social media partnering with passport bros, it's disgusting. Because what it tells me is that they're all a part of the cartel. Because if the brothers are leaving, right? If the brothers are leaving, we know they're not leaving because they can't. Because their leader can't. Their leader can't leave unless he have the money. So we know all the other guys are not traveling nowhere. Right? So it's one big hoax to make you the ladies feel like, oh, all the brothers are leaving and we're going to lose out. When the truth be told, the majority of these men can't go nowhere. You got to report to work tomorrow, bro. You don't got no more days, no more vacation days, bro. So stop. You get paid every 2 weeks and you don't got no savings. Stop it. Your leader needs to set up a GoFundMe in order to relocate. You guys are broke. I'm just saying, I know you're upset with me. I know you're upset. I get it. But at the same time, if your leader don't even got the bread to relocate, you can't locate. I'm just being honest with you.
I think we're going to have to forget about a beach.
Of course, you're going to have to forget about a beach.
You had to drive to the beach or get an Uber.
So you're going to have to get an Uber now? Will, wow. This is crazy, man.
How much of a fundraiser do you think we need to raise to do that?
Wow.
To build a gated community in another country? How much of a fundraiser do we need for that?
You hear the madness that these clowns are talking about online? So he have a $70,000 GoFundMe fundraiser that is literally probably at $230 to $250. And now he want to start a new fund for a compound, a sex compound for beta male simps, trick daddies, and incels. Let's see how much it costs.
Sure, at least $500,000. I can tell you that.
$500,000. $500,000 to build a compound? Where did this guy learn how to count? Does this guy know how much money it takes to do all of that? This guy is a clown, bro. This guy is a clown.
What's going on, Grego? What are you talking about here? I don't know if we need $100 million. No. To build 10 houses to start and put a fence up? No.
So y'all want to build 10 houses and put a fence up? That's what y'all trying to do in Brazil, bro? So these houses will be used so that y'all could bang out the women.
Because what's the average?
So are you guys actually going to have these women as wives and build families and have kids? Like, where are your kids going to go to school if you're in Brazil? Where are they going to go? They're going to have to go outside the compound. You're going to have to actually build a school within the compound. Let it make sense. Let it make sense, people. This is not, listen, these traveling bros are not going overseas because the women are better in America. They're going overseas because the price for sex is cheaper. That's what it's all about. Make no mistake about it. They're not going over there because the women are better. The women overseas are worse. The problem is the price is cheaper. It's cheaper to play, and it's easier to just get what you want, pay, and get out. Don't let these guys fool you into thinking that when they go over there, it's all about them macking and pulling women and it's easy. You got to have money in order to play overseas. My thing is this. If you're going overseas to trick on the women over there, what really is the problem with the women over here if you're doing the same thing? These guys ain't making no sense.
I'm talking about a fundraiser just to start. To build 10 houses.
10 houses. So who's going to be living in these houses? Who's going to be living in these houses and who's the boss? Who's running the show? A 23-year-old is managing all of this stuff? It's crazy.
Because you got to remember, everything is multiplied by 5.
Bruh, you don't even know how to count.
So if you have, let's say the average house in Brazil is going to cost you 40 grand. That's $200,000. 40 grand times 10. $400,000 just for the houses. Then you need to buy the actual land.
So let me get this straight. You think that the locals, the Brazilian men, are going to sell you the land so you can build a sex compound for you and your American buddies? So you really think they're going to allow this in their country? You really believe that? You really believe that they are going to give you guys access to having your own section in their country where y'all could just have a bunch of so-called 304s running havoc, and these are their women that will be on your compound?
Or not.
These guys are crazy, y'all. They crazy.
400 grand. Buy the land, that might be another 300. Let's just round it off to $1 million.
$1 million.
What?
You can't make this up. You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. Whose son is this?
Let's start at $1 million.
Wow.
Put a number 1 in the chat. No, they're not going to be mansions. They're going to be regular, like, we're going to start small. We're going to start a regular 1-bedroom, possibly condos.
1 bedroom?
What?
Boy. So let me get this straight. Guys are moving to Brazil, right, to purchase a 1-bedroom apartment, but you guys are going there to get women because you want to wife them up and build a family? I think not. You're going to need more than 1 bedroom if you plan on having a family. This is not logical. This is crazy. I don't understand. So let me get this straight. You're going to be in 1 bedroom for the rest of your life? These guys are sad, bruh.
You know, we're adding jobs to Brazil.
Jobs? You guys don't even work. You're adding, look, these guys think that they're adding value to the economy in Brazil. Who's funding all of this mess? You guys haven't built not one thing in America to show that you're capable of doing this. Who's paying for this? See, this goes back to Kevin Samuels, fam. This is what they were building, bruh. This is the diversion. It's to make it look one way when it's really another way. This has always been the plan. And they put this guy to be the basic driver to drive this thing home because they figure an older guy, 2 divorces, he got a shady past. We can't use him. Let's use a young guy in his prime. He's doing his thing, young, impressionable. Let's use him to be the face, But see, this doesn't make no sense. This dude is like a kid to me. Seriously. Like he's old enough, he's young enough to be my son. I'm serious. Imagine me following him and trying to take advice from him to help me to go to Brazil. What grown man listens to this nut job? And then he's being interviewed by all the women connected to Kevin Samuels. Y'all not peeping the game? Y'all not peeping the game. Listen, this guy was interviewed by all the female content creators that was connected to Kevin Samuels. Put the puzzle together. He was interviewed by Melanie King, Chantel, Courtney, and various other female creators. All of them had their association with Kevin Samuels. You can't see the agenda. You can't see that. Isn't that interesting? You can't see that? You can't see what's going on here? So all these women just had him on their panel. All those women trust and believed in him to have him being promoted through their platforms. I wonder why. Because he is being put in position to be the replacement for Kevin Samuels. You heard it here. I'm just letting you know straight up and down because I can see what's going on. And also, there's a lot of other people on YouTube that are very quiet about what's going on. There's a lot of other content creators that are very quiet. You're not even hearing them talk because they're just letting him do the dirty work. They're letting him be the punching bag. They're like, yes, Ringo is talking about him. Yes, it's working. No. He's connected to Kevin Samuels. We already got it all on point. We know what's going on. He's the connection. He's the one that was in training the whole time. He's the guy that they're using now to push the movement. Let's keep listening in. Let's go.
The country, the government will like it.
The government is not going to allow y'all to do nothing about the government will like it. And how do you know the government will like it? You have any ties to the government? Let's talk about that. Who is this kid? How do you know?
Like
look. How do you know what the government is going to like? Do you know? Those are big words to say what the government will like. How do you know that? Who do you know? Are you an agent? Who sent you? How much they paying you? Because there is no way in this world that a 23-year-old just appeared in the space. I don't think you guys realize this. This guy just appeared. First of all, I seen this clown on TikTok. He made a video and he was talking about something, and I think I made a video about it. And it was making sense what he was saying, but then I realized he's just basically regurgitating what I've been talking about. So, that's when I first learned about what he's saying. And then he started gaining some buzz on TikTok, basically talking about same thing similar to Kevin Samuels, right? And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's on YouTube talking about Passport Bro. Let's just wait to see if it comes back on. Is everything okay? Put a 1 in the chat if everything is back on because my whole system just shut off. The so-called cartel is hacking my computer. All right, so is everything good? Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. Stop playing around. Right? Because they trying to throw me off. They trying to make me lose focus on what I'm talking about. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I really don't. I really don't know what I was talking about just now. Do anybody remember what I was talking about? Let's see if anybody was paying attention. What was I just talking about? What was I talking about? Anybody in the chat? Because that just threw me off with that whole thing. Stop putting 1s in the chat and let me know what was I talking about. Okay, let me see. I was talking about how the guy is an agent. Okay, yeah. He's an agent that was pretty much set up. Oh yeah, okay. Now I know where I was going. This guy just came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere. Other brothers are talking about it. I actually was tuning into one of Reg the Bad Guy's videos. He even made a video about the so-called GoFundMe. And, I was cracking up when I was listening to it because he also said the same thing. He said this guy, he just came out of nowhere and everybody is believing in him. So it's like, who is this guy? He was just doing one thing, but now he been put into position to be a new Kevin Samuels, so to speak. And it's very interesting, but let's hear what he got to say.
You're paying taxes. You're bringing foreign U.S. dollars, which is always good.
See that, bruh? You see that? You're bringing foreign U.S. dollars, which mean all of you guys that are passport bros, they're dependent on you to foot the bill, which mean you guys that are flying in with your passports every minute, this particular compound is going to be a getaway resort for you in Brazil. That's the whole plan that Kevin Samuels had. That's the whole plan, to literally have a resort that is in Brazil or some sort of foreign country, a sort of compound, some sort of place where it's all run by men in America, right? So that they can now have you guys fly in and be able to have an experience with women the way you would want it to be. Man, I'm telling you, I'm touching on something that they are angry about. This is the plan, sort of like a casino, sort of like a Las Vegas, but overseas, where men are flying in. And what they're trying to do is telling you guys, get your passports, because they need you to be the customers. Wow.
They're bringing the best. Not everybody's going to get to come here.
Notice he said not everybody's going to get to come here. I have a question for all of the passport bros. If the American dollar, which is a weak currency, if the American dollar was to fail today, how will the passport bros survive? I want to know. I want to know how you guys are going to plan to do it. If the American dollar failed today and it has no value nowhere in the world, how will the passport bros travel across the globe? You guys will be using skateboards to get to the other side. The traveling thing won't have no value. Do you see how that works? Now, again, they're expecting you guys to fund this with the American dollar. Keep that in mind. It's a business, it's a cartel, and they're expecting you guys to pay the way. That guy high, man. Something wrong with him.
Well, no, it's everybody pitch in. If you want to be part of this, you would pitch in.
So everybody got to pitch in? Are y'all hearing this? He's basically saying that if y'all want part of this, y'all all got to pitch in. Do you know how much money you talking about? This guy crazy.
Guys, look, stop. I'm just going to go ahead and say this because I've had enough of this shit reading the comments.
Now, this is a video from his TikTok page. Let's hear how this guy feel about American women. And to all the women in America, this guy is 23 years old and already he can't stand you. Listen to how this guy feel about American women.
And just talking and seeing that nobody's going to change, nobody's even going to get the message. Stop dating women in the United States altogether. I know I said stop, don't marry a woman. Don't even fuck with them at all now, okay? Because the thing is, nobody's going to change, right? Nobody's even going to try to compromise.
So you want the women in America to compromise so you can have them as sex slaves. That's what it's all about? Let's go.
Okay. They think that you want to control them because you asked them to sweep the fucking floor in the same house that they fucking live in.
You acting like you paying for the house, bro. Why would you be asking them to sweep the floor? None of them are your wives. Listen, you have to accept what the world is like. See, I accept the modern woman for who she is. I accept the independent woman. This is why I teach guys to deal with them as concubines and not wife them up. I accept that. I understand that there's problems in America with modern women. but that's not going to stop me from being me. You're not going to see me catching no plane talking about I'm going to Brazil where the women are better. You know, the women overseas are so much better. You ain't going to see me doing that. They got too many fine sisters out here that I got to get.
And at the end of the day, I was told that, hey, Austin, you're just going through a phase. But let me ask you this. What are you getting?
What are you getting? What are you giving these women? Listen, bruh. You're a young buck, you're 23 years old, you just got out of your mom's house, you ain't even thinking about wifing up any of these women, all you want to do is smash and dash, you ain't trying to have no kids no time soon, please stop and sit down. Please stop. I don't know why anybody is taking any sort of advice or any sort of information from a 23-year-old that just learned how to tie his shoelace. Like seriously, fam, this kid don't even have nothing that he needs to tell any of you grown brothers. You brothers are supposed to be schooling this kid on how life works. Because he certainly don't know what he's doing. And it's a damn shame that grown men are actually sitting down to make a 23-year-old convince him to get a passport. Are you kidding me?
Out of dating a woman from the United States. You go to these other countries, you experience these women that treat you like you are somebody.
How many times have this young man been overseas? How many times? And why, out of all the times you've been over there, that all these women are treating you so good that you still haven't made not one of them a wife? Because you're just going over there to get vagina. This is not about the women in America being horrible and the women overseas are so much better. If the women overseas are so much better, make them a damn wife. They're not going to do that because they don't want wives. They want 304s.
Like a real human, to be honest. And then you come back here. Man, I came back here and I'm like... motherfucker, I'll just wait to have sex again when I get out of the country. I just got interviewed. A dude asked me if I met a good chick here in the United States, would it change my mind? To be honest with you, knowing me, I'm not even going to give it a shot.
I don't think this guy could get women in America.
Waste of time.
He said it's a waste of time.
Because now if I go on a date, every time I spend money in the United States, I think about how much would it have been in Brazil and how much fucking money am I wasting. I go to Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Texas. I go over there to hang out for 3 days. That money it costs me to hang out in Austin for 3 days pays for 2 months in fucking Colombia.
So why don't you pack your bags and leave and shut up? Why don't you get out of the country and stop making content? You're wasting your time talking and complaining. Just go. Just go. Go. If it's gonna pay for 2 months, go already. What are you waiting for? And why do you need to raise $70,000 so you can go if it's gonna cost you 2 months to deal with dates? This guy is crazy.
Why the fuck would I date over here in the United States? First, you gonna spend all your money here. And then you gonna get a motherfucker that can't even, her pH off.
So her pH is off. Okay, interesting.
And don't give me that bullshit if I'm picking the wrong one. All y'all pH off damn near.
So you saying that all women in America pH off. Was your mama's pH off? Let me ask you that question, bro. Was your mama's pH off? Ask your pop. Hey, pop. Yeah, what's going on, son? Was mom's pH off? Yeah, son, her pH definitely was off, but your damn ass came out of that cooch. Damn shame. This man said that the women in America pH is off. You must have been eating a lot of box. This is sad, but see, this is what he's doing because he's trying to, again, say provocative things, make women get upset, to have the Kevin Samuels effect. Are you peeping the game? Are you peeping the scam? That is what's going on.
Especially if you're under 25.
So especially if women are under 25. So he's basically saying that women under 25 have their pH is off. That's what he's basically saying. He's saying all of your pH is off. But he's basically saying that the women in Brazil, that they're better and their pH is good. When we all know that the women over there are 304s. I showed you the video proof of all the prostitutes that are in the street. But he want you to believe that their pH is perfectly fine and they smell real good.
Y'all shit. You probably watch this right now, your shit stink.
Wow. So he's saying that all the ladies that are watching the stream right now, that your cooch stink. What if your mom is watching the stream? Is her cooch stink? I want to know. Because if all of these women in America cooch is stinking, that would include your mom. And don't get in your feelings now. You made it very clear that women in America pH balance is off. So that means all of them. This is crazy.
But yeah, just stop dating in the United States altogether.
Stop dating. So you want us all to stop dating, stop dating, stop dating. So you're not trying to wife a woman. You just want to have sex with them.
And that's what's going to make women wake up.
So let me get this straight. So if we all stop dating them, that's going to make women wake up. Listen, you guys are claiming that you're going overseas and women still haven't waken up. They don't care about you, bruh.
They don't need a man. They don't need us. Let them die alone.
Oh, he just said let them die alone. I wonder where he got that talking point from. Sounds like Kevin Samuels to me.
It's funny because it's true.
He's copying off of Kevin Samuels. He's telling women to die alone. Now, ladies, this is what the 23-year-old passport bro believes.
We go to another country, find you a woman, come back. Shit, don't even come back.
Notice he said come back and he slipped up. He said find yourself a good woman overseas and come back, and now he switched it and said no, don't come back.
They're going to have to comply, and they're going to
Notice what he said. They're going to have to comply.
have to rethink.
They're going to have to rethink. So let me get this straight. You think by you guys going overseas that it's going to make the women in America comply and rethink what they're doing? No, they're not. The women in America don't care if you want to go. Go, because when you guys go, that means all the simps will leave America and we'll have all the ladies to ourselves over here. So pack your bags, brothers, and head on out to Brazil. I can't wait for all of these guys to leave. That way there's no more simps in America. So now all of us brothers can go gather up all the women and make them concubines and wives. Amen.
And then before I go, another thing, I talked to my homeboy. He said, oh, those women in South America, they just act like that because they're basically second-class citizens. They're not treated like shit. The same shit that women here claim to be bullshit. In fucking Arabia, you can't even drive.
23 years old, but this guy knows everything that's going on overseas, across the globe, and everywhere around the world. And he's supposed to be a barber. Now, how do you be a barber cutting hair in America, but you're overseas traveling the world? So you're telling me that all of your clientele is all overseas with you? How do you make the money to maintain being overseas if you're a barber in America, but you're overseas and you're losing money? How do you maintain it? Fam, this guy is an agent paid by the cartel to infiltrate the manosphere, infiltrate the YouTube streets to uphold and be the new Kevin Samuels. I'm telling you, fam, you heard it from me. Listen, there's a lot of guys trying to take that spot, and they're trying to put somebody there because things ain't the way it used to be. And they're trying to use the passport bro movement because they know it's something that can gather men together. Remember, CIA agents and various other organizations that are involved in different tactics and activities that's going on social media understand in order to bring men together, you have to have a common goal on something that they can all agree upon. And what they're trying to use right now is the passport bros and how women in America are trash and we need to go overseas. Now think about this. All of you guys that feel that way, that are saying you're getting passports to go overseas and y'all all are in unison, you have all been duped by the agenda. And I call the agenda demon pill. That's the name of the agenda. Demon pill. Like they have the red pill and the blue pill. This pill is called the demon pill.
But okay, so what? They are women that are being so oppressed that they cook for their men and they have sex when they want to, and
sex when they want to. That's what's on his mind, fam. Sex when they want to. Listen, fam. The only thing the passport bros are concerned about is having sex. That's it. They're not wanting any wives. They're not looking for any woman that's fit, friendly, cooperative. I have inside intel on what goes on in these Facebook pages and the kind of women these guys are meeting. These women are not fit, bruh. I was sent some intel, and based on what I seen, these women are not fit. They are out of shape. And I mean, like, man, it is sad what you guys are doing, bruh. And to think you have women in America that are actually tagging along with this madness. And keep in mind, all the women that are tagging along with the passport bros, guess what? All of those women are single. None of those women have a husband. None of them. That's why they can't stand me.
they sweep the floor. And then what do you have back here? A motherfucker that don't... It's the day and night difference. It's a complete flip.
Was your mom fit, friendly, and cooperative? Did your mom sweep the floor for your dad? What's really good with that situation? Was she an example of a good woman? Because you turned out to be a bad seed, bruh.
The fuck out the United States. The women here ain't shit.
Wow, he said the women here ain't ish, which includes his mama.
I'm calling it for what it is. If they shit, bring 100,000 of them, put them all in the group. You can't even get 20 of them.
Wow. This is crazy. But hey, again, fam, this is the $1 million Passport Bros scam. Its connection to Kevin Samuels. This was, in fact, one of the goals that Kevin Samuels had was to pretty much have brothers literally meet women overseas. And what's sad about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that Kevin Samuels was taken out. That's right. He was taken out of this world by a foreign woman. Let it all make sense. Listen, fam, I got a lot of videos coming up where we're going to be talking about how men are going overseas to Colombia, to Brazil, and they're being drugged. They're being drugged and they're being robbed. These women are putting all sorts of different drugs in their drinks, and these guys are waking up naked. They're waking up and their personal belongings are gone. These guys are losing a lot. A lot of these guys nearly lost their lives because of this. This is what's happening overseas, and these passport bros are acting like everything is going to be sweet and nice when they go over there, not realizing that the sharks are waiting for you. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in New York and you go to the hood, or you go to different communities or different states where they have certain hoods where certain gangs are at, you know when you go to those areas, things can get rocky. What makes you think that in America that you could walk down the street and go to a certain hood and it get crazy? You think you could just go into a whole nother country and just go up in there and think you're just going to get all the women and just move around as an American in a foreign land, and you don't know the language and you don't know what's going on, and you think it's going to really help you? You're in a bad situation, fam. But anyway, y'all, we're going to get up on out of here. This is another Ringo TV Reactions exclusive, bringing you the best content on YouTube.
Talk to me.
You already done know.
Wine on me, girl. Love on me. Hold on me, girl. Squeeze on me.
You done know.
Hold on me, girl.
That's right.
Love on me.
Ah, let it get them.
Me, girl. Missing you, baby.
Make sure you get the likes up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Ringo TV Reactions. Bringing you the best reactions on YouTube, hands down. It is what it is, fam. Y'all take care. It is what it is. Shout out to Mac for the 13 on the Cash App. Shout out to Sherelle for the 20 on the Cash App. Appreciate your support. That's about it, fam. I'll catch you in the next video. I'm out, fam. Y'all stay safe. We out of here.
Wind up, girl, and get on bad.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth, 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.